I'm sure there's not a whole lot on the box score that pleases you, but the points off turnovers really jumps out. What do you think the issue with the turnovers was? Was it defensive pressure by Memphis or just poor decision making?
Yeah, of course it was both. I mean, they're legit athletic, and their plan is to make you make plays off the dribble and disrupt. And, obviously Reese has the ability to do that. And, everyone else for us struggled in that regard. And then they really started, trying to take it out of Reese's hands or deny and switch everything and again, be disruptive. I think when that happened, when they made some plays with their athleticism and disrupted us, then all of a sudden we made some uncharacteristic. We couldn't even, dribble, pass, make a simple play, and then that just sort of snowballed, and they took advantage. And I knew they'd shoot it. I was hoping our defense would be much better, but they struggled to make the threes against Clemson, and they're very dangerous when they start knocking down threes. And they're again, their experience, their quickness, athleticism is real, and if you don't have a level of real good soundness in that game and tough-mindedness, it's hard to stay attached, and they took it to us. I thought we answered early, okay, 13-1, we got back into it, but every time I thought we're getting some footing, all of a sudden it was either a careless turnover or they made a play, or we broke down certainly defensively. We couldn't even do that stuff that well.
Coach, you just addressed kind of the snowballing on the turnovers. Was there a common theme or a commonality in some of those, kind of like you described, the sloppy ones, or was it just the pressure of the moment kind of leading to those?
Probably all of the above. We try to work hard on, going against 7 guys, 6 guys, and just being as sound and sure and knowing that. But you got to go through it. And again, our inexperience showed. It sure did. Reese was the only one, as a perimeter guy. The rest, a lot of times we had 3 first years out there, 2 or 3 second years, and that showed. But that's not an excuse. We have to be better than that. And again, it'll be valuable to go through this, as painful as it is. But their pressure really got to us, and that's how they play. And if you don't have guys that can handle it, then that gets challenging. And I was hoping we'd be able to be a little better, but I think it was all the above.
Hey, Coach, I know when you come in, you look at David Jones as a player you want to try to contain. You were able to not contain him in the first half, but you still were close. Why was he able to get off the way he got off?
Yeah, I mean, he's talented. They, space, run good stuff for him. And then we were just, the way we got rattled a little bit offensively, we were rattled defensively, getting lifted, getting stretched, not staying at home, just trying to make a guy use a screen, trapping when we were supposed to. It just kind of the turnovers and the speed of that stuff got into our defensive wherewithal, and that was, again, you're not going to stay attached if that's how you're going to play. But he's a heck of a player. You can see that, but I think Javon, they've got a lot of nice pieces, and you can see, and the crowd got into it, that they played a real tough schedule. They battled almost everyone, and they look battle-tested. Obviously, we did not.
Isaac has been a marked man the last couple of games and probably will continue to be. So what needs to happen to kind of get him back on track shooting?
It wasn't one of those games where you could say, we're going to screen and get you open, because they just switched the screens, and then they forced you again to make some plays. And when he got a couple of good looks, they just didn't go down. So, again, you got to find a way. But again, when we tried to make a play off the dribble or go somewhere, they were on pretty much. He and Andrews, they couldn't quite get by and make some plays, and they forced us into a lot of those turnovers and a lot of more points off turnovers.
Hey, Tony.
Hey, Mark.
How are you? Good to see you again. 2 questions for you. I noticed at the end of the game, you took a few moments shaking hands with Penny. I'm curious, shed some light on what you said to him there.
I just said, you guys tonight you're for real. I said, and you're athletic, you're tough, you have them well prepared. And I said, we got work to do. And, he's being a nice coach. When you're in that, you guys will be fine, and you're doing a heck of a job. But it was just saying, hey, your athleticism is real, your spacing's real, your tenacity is real. And I said, good job. I said, I hope you can carry this on and have a good year. And, we weren't talking about when I played against him in the NBA, those few minutes that I went against him. No, none of that.
And you mentioned defensively. Was there anything they were doing in their sets offensively that really broke down your man? I noticed you even went to zone for a little while there in the second half.
Well,
Which
you've covered me. You know how much I do that. You know, their spacing's good. Their individual talent. You know, Quinterly, he's clever. Then they got a great scorer in Jones and spacing, attacking, and they had us kind of guessing. And you know, the amount of things that we don't usually do, even on underneath out of bounds plays, it just again, I think we got rattled, and the offense then bled into the defense, and yeah, it was a lot. And then whenever they needed to get an offensive rebound, they did. So in every area, they were kind of taking it to us. So this won't be a fun film to watch, but there'll be a lot to certainly teach from. And that's why you want to come in and play a team in this setting. And I know we've got work to do, and we'll use it in the right way.
Coach, you just mentioned talking about the environment here, coming to play here, and what do you say to your team in the locker room after a game like this, and how do you think that they will respond to playing a tough road game like this?
Yeah, it's our first true road game, quite honestly. We played in a tournament against Wisconsin in Fort Myers. That was actually kind of a semi-road game, although Wisconsin people live in Naples, and we struggled. This one, it got to us. We were rattled by the crowd to a certain extent. It was a great atmosphere. This place reminds me a little bit of JPJ. I understand when we built our arena, they came and looked at this place, and it's great, and the crowd got into it. But it was those players and the staff, what they did to us, that pressure they put on us in transition, on the glass, and all those areas we just talked about. So what do you say to your team? A lot of them are going to go home for 3 or 4 days from here. A few of them will come back, and then we'll regroup. But kind of we talked about, the soundness and the toughness factor, and we got to take a look at that and figure some things out. But not a good way to go into break. But, again, a valuable learning experience, and we'll see what we do with it. Who knows how we'll respond.
Real quick, this was a game that obviously as many ball handlers as you can have would help. Do you have an update on Dante Harris,
Yeah.
and would he have helped, and when do you expect him back?
Of course, because he's so quick and he can really guard the ball. For starters, keep guys in front. That's real. And then his ability and his quickness to get by people. Elijah's been playing well, but he's a guy that didn't play last year in high school with an injury, and then we pulled him off the red shirt. And you see flashes of it, but you got to be in these spots, I guess, to grow from that. But I think Dante certainly would have helped. He had a pretty significant ankle sprain, and I'm hoping he's improving. He's getting closer, but the sooner the better for us. But of course, we will not put him in harm's way.